Hello there. I wanted to showcase my first-person player controller and third-person player controller. I'm working on a universal character controller that I can use in any game I want. So I just wanted to showcase this off a little bit. And if you're interested in this and if you want to use this, I'm thinking of putting it on the asset store. I'm not sure if people really want it or not. It still needs a lot of work and all that stuff, but I just wanted to showcase what it has now. All right, so they made a little test scene. So first off, the character controller can walk. It can jump, it can sprint, it can, sneak, it can slide if you're running, and if you're like sliding, and then you can jump to get to like slide jump. Um, for the rest, you can climb on stuff like this. You can also jump here and then climb here, and then you can do like cool stuff, like jump off here, climb up here. Still a little bit janky, but you can use like the slide jump to like get up to places that are too high for you. This character controller was made with a was not made with a rigid body. It was made with a with the component character controller. So I had to program my own physics and stuff. So if you are walking now like this, and if I let go of my buttons now, I'll still slide a little bit. So there's like a friction you can set yourself. As I mentioned, this was also a first-person player controller. Just to show off, I made a little keybind. If I press F1, I go on the first-person player controller. So then everything is the same. It's using the same script, just a different camera. Um, and this is all easily editable in the what's it called, the inspector. Just to show off, there's bounce pads that also work. They don't work with physics, but just calculate it. So, it just bounces you off. Oh, the sound is a little too loud. So I can, for example, jump here, and then if I don't make it, I can climb up there. The animations are still a little bit wonky when you climb. As you see, I also have a player, like actual like model of the player here, but you can easily just switch it out with any character. Um, I made it so it uses all the mix-and-mo animations. So if you make a character, you can just generate a rig for them. You can just import the model basically. Um, no problem. Just to show off how I made it very easy, editable for the player, or for the user at least, is in the inspector you have a couple settings, which you can just edit. So you have first off you have a controller mode. If I change this, it will just change um, the you know the the mode. Um, Player stats. This is mainly just for yourself. You can edit whatever you want. You can add things to here. So let's say you want to make a game, but you don't really want like sliding and crouching and climbing and all that stuff. You can just disable these functions here. One thing I forgot to mention was if it's small enough, an object is small enough, and you gave it a tag vaulting, like a vault. If let's say you jump on it, you just jump. But if you're sprinting and jump, you like vault over the object. And also I made a little pickup like this. Oh, I have a little error here. That's because I don't have a tag in the game. That's called interactable. Um, Also made use speed lines if you're sprinting. Um, those particles still need to be made better. And as I was saying, the momentum is if you don't have the momentum enabled, you won't be able to like fly. If you would jump and you would stop, you wouldn't go forward anymore. You would just stop midair. So I was just using keep a momentum on, of course. Um, but for example, I want to showcase if you do this and you stop midair, then you just fall instantly down, and you also go very like a lot slower. Um, the player controls are all the keybinds that the player uses, which can then be easily edited. Um, the player settings are just like your speed, friction. So let's say you want a different surface, you can change the friction here. Um, so if you want climbing, there's a lot of climb settings here. Um, it's like speed, duration, max duration, also max climbing angle. Let's say you don't want to be able to climb on, angles that are more than 45 degrees, and you can change it here. I also made it so I shoot a ray of out of the head of the character, and then in here I can say I shoot 5 rays with a little offset. So it shoots a ray out of my head here, and it does another ray down, down, down until it finds one that hits. Um, some camera settings, just general settings, just auto settings like picking up what layer pick up because it like interactable or um, FOV settings because I may also made it if you run, depending on your velocity, is let's say your normal FOV is 50, and I put my just to be really just to show it off, put my FOV multiplier really high. You can see that my FOV goes a lot higher, especially if I go in here because my speed is a lot higher. I like to put it on 0.5, not too much, just a little noticeable. I also made a variable game pause. Let's say you want to pause your game. Um, it pauses this and everything on the player just stops. Everything. Back to third person view. So a little other changes I did. Let's say you're running and you're using momentum, right? I stop pressing. My character still does a little animation showing that you're still moving, or else you're just sliding over the floor, which is not really, um, you know, real. Um, the character controller also has built-in sounds. The only thing that the player has to do is it has to I made functions in the script. Just play this sound, play this sound, play this sound, and you just have to add because I'm using an audio manager and not in the player. So I'm just saying to the audio manager, play this sound. Um, Same with the keys. You can save the keys. There's one function for it, save keys and load keys. So if you're using like a saving system, you can save the keys and all that stuff. Um, so yeah, I mean that's mainly the player controller. I don't think I missed anything. Um, so if you're interested in this and would like to use in your projects, I don't know if I'll put it on the asset store. Um, I'm, I'm not sure if I'll make it free or paid. I don't know if I would do that. So yeah, it's just a quick overview of my player controller that I made. So yeah, I hope you like this, and if you would like to see more of this, yeah, make sure to like. Thank you for watching.